Howdy, cruisers. Let's keep this casual. Is all cruise advice good advice, or can some of it just be stupid, or can some of it be stupid in certain circumstances? Let's talk about it. I went and I asked a couple of the online chat bots, what are the 10 most common pieces of cruise advice out there on the interwebs? And yes, the list of 10 they returned is pretty much the most common bits of cruise advice you will hear. However, I want to talk about some circumstances where this might not be good advice. Now, if you are a new cruiser, maybe you want to heed the advice. However, if you've been on a couple cruises or are an advanced cruisers, I think you know where I'm coming at for some of these. And for the new cruisers, maybe this is something that you can look forward to in the future. So let's get started with number 1. Pack a carry-on with day 1 essentials like a swimsuit, meds, change of clothes, and sunscreen. Okay, so I don't do this anymore. I don't take a carry-on unless I don't have a drink package and need to carry on board the allowed amount of wine or champagne or whatever. I have never had a problem with my bags being delivered, so at this point, I really don't worry about it. The closest that I've ever had to a problem with my luggage is it was delivered it was delivered to the stateroom on the luggage tag. Unfortunately, the cruise line had changed my cabin in like the day between I made the tags and I got to the port, so I didn't know. So it was delivered correctly, just to the wrong cabin, the previous cabin. But yeah, because of that, I don't worry about it anymore. I just check everything and I walk with you and maybe battery pack and of course my passport. That's it. And I don't worry about it. And I don't ever go in the pool on embarkation day, so I don't go in the pool really. So this is not something I would ever do. So is it stupid or just useless? I don't know. You be the judge. The second most common bit of cruise advice is bring a power strip, non-surge protected, of course. Okay, I have commented in the video that I still cannot believe the amount of junk, really, a lot of people bring on the cruise. The amount of electronic gizmos. I don't understand it. I really don't. I do this. I talk to you, and I work on a cruise ship. I don't bring, apparently, half of what other people bring. So I don't get it. I have never even come close to needing a power strip. I have a multi-port USB adapter, and that's it. Really, that's it. So the fact, or the thought of bringing a power strip on a cruise is actually kind of stupid for me. I wouldn't even consider it. I've never even come close to using it. And if you do have a medical device that needs power, you're more likely to have the problem of no outlet being by the bed, in which case you can usually arrange with the cruise line ahead of time for an approved extension cord to be provided. So, quite frankly, unless you absolutely need it, what's wrong with you? Yeah, bringing a surge strip? No, that's just dumb. Hey, we're honest, right? Number 3, pack motion sickness remedies. Okay, if you know you get seasick, fine, bring those. However, I will say that if you don't know, you might not know which one will work best for you. And here's the thing where you have to sort of evaluate, what's, I don't know, you have to know yourself. If you are prone to motion sickness, maybe you should bring this. However, if you don't know, if you literally don't know, you probably don't need it. And I know a lot of people probably feel seasick, but only because they're anxious about feeling seasick. I know it sounds crazy, but yes, especially given today, I think that's the case more often than not. And what I would caution you not to do is bring a whole bunch of seasickness medication that you don't need. I know people say, oh, better to have it than not, but I don't know. I think you really need to understand yourself before you do this. And besides, most cruise lines will give out some of the basic stuff at guest services, and you can always get some at the first port stop. And if you're cruising in the Caribbean, it's usually pretty calm anyway, so I don't know. I would be a little bit cautious about this one. If you know you get seasick, then you probably have it covered, but otherwise, I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand. But I don't know. Why do you listen to me? Anyway, number 4, bring your own snacks. Okay, this one I think is absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry. Why would you bring snacks on a cruise ship? There is no shortage of food on a cruise ship, and I have never been so picky with my eat that I absolutely have to have, my pizza flavored pretzel combos that I have to bring a whole box of them onto a cruise. In fact, I would suggest this. Go on the cruise without your favorite snacks, because when you get back, they will be even better. And you have to pack them. They take up space. Maybe you have to put them in your carry-on. I really don't understand why anybody would do this. So yes, I do think this is a bit of silly advice. Really, I do. All right, that was number 4. Number 5, book on-board activities and dining early. Yeah. I don't like having schedules. I really don't like having schedules, and I'm going to say this. Unless you are sailing on a brand new cruise ship with the latest show and everything like that, I don't know that this is necessary. On any medium-sized cruise ship with just like production shows and everything like that, I've never had a problem getting a seat in the theater, even as the show starts. Sometimes you might have to go to the second show, or maybe God forbid you have to skip a show. But honestly, I'm not a fan of booking so many things ahead of time, because they just create anchors in your schedule, and then you get stressed, whether or not you're going to make it. So especially if you're a small group, if you're solo, definitely just play it by ear. And even if you're a couple, you can probably get away with not bothering. The only times I kind of look back and regret not making reservations were actually on Norwegian Aqua. I kind of wish I had made a reservation for Cagney's, because it was booked solid the whole cruise. And I've seen that on other Norwegian ships. Cagney's is a great experience, and it does book up, especially with all the high-level people on there. They use their credit. So, yeah, that's probably one thing that I would remember to book, but everything else, I'm just going to play it by ear and not really worry about it. I had a great meal at Los Lobos on Norwegian Aqua because it was the only thing I could get. And honestly, I'm glad that happened, right? So I wouldn't put too much stock in this. It's not like a make or break for the cruise. You can always find something else to do. There's plenty going on. So if you don't get to see that show, trust me, you'll be fine. Oh my gosh, where were we? I would say number 6, arrive at the port a day early. Okay. Yes, this is good advice if you have to arrive at the port a day early, but when it can get a little bit stupid is if you're traveling to your cruise, why not arrive 2 or 3 days early and enjoy the port town a little bit? I mean, depending on where you're going. Like, admittedly, yes, when I sailed Queen Anne, there was no point in arriving in Southampton 2 or 3 days ahead of time, because it was January, it was cold, and there was nothing to do. But if you are sailing out of Southampton in the summer, then definitely arrive a day or 2 earlier, because Thorpe Park is right up the road, and Paultons Park is also right up the road. And yes, go and spend a couple days at the theme parks before your cruise, and then, take your cruise. So yeah, I think arriving only a day early is kind of stupid. The other way this could be stupid is if you live near the port and you can just drive there in the morning, then yeah, it would be kind of silly to get there a day early. I don't have to go to Port Canaveral a day early because I'm just in Miami, and I have driven from Miami up to Port Canaveral on the day, but so I would never go to Port Canaveral. I did it once just for the experience, but it's not really necessary. And if you're in Florida, go to Orlando for a few days. Enjoy the theme parks for a few days. Enjoy the beach for a few days. Do that after the cruise as well. So I would say the advice of arriving exactly a day early, that's kind of silly, right? If you're close, just drive there in the morning. But if you have to travel, you might as well travel early and enjoy the port. All right, number 7, don't overpack. Oh yeah, what do you think I think about this? Yes, overpack. Oh my God, of course overpack. Especially if you have a week-long cruise and there are theme parties and everything. Absolutely, enjoy yourself. Way overpack. They don't charge for luggage yet. Cruise lines don't even think about it. Do not even think about it. So if you're okay, like especially if you're driving, you just have to put it in the car. Yeah, take a big suitcase. Take a change of clothes for every part of the day. Have an outfit for the morning, for the afternoon, for the party. Do it. Just do it. Why not have fun? If you have the clothes, you might as well wear them. If you have to fly and you get like credit card benefits or status benefits so you can check 2 bags for free, hey, use the benefit and check the bag. Why not? Right? You're going to have a fun time on your cruise. You're going to look fabulous. And there's really no downside other than you might have to lug the luggage to and from the airport, which quite frankly is, I know, I probably complained about it. I know, but it's actually not that bad. So yeah, this is stupid. Just go ahead, overpack. But if you overpack, wear the outfits. That's all I'll say. If you overpack, go ahead, overpack, but wear the outfits. There you go. All right. Number 8, explore the ship on day 1. Okay, I used to do this, but I don't do it anymore because I want to leave something to discover later. Especially if it's a large cruise ship. One of these like big, beautiful new cruise ships like I've been sailing recently, like Norwegian Aqua, MSC World America, Icon of the Seas, Sun Princess. But yes, you know what? When you board, just go and do something that you want to do. If you just want to go and sit at the bar for a while or sit at the pool or go to the buffet and just chill, whatever, do it. Do it. Because, fun fact, the ship isn't going, well, the ship is going somewhere, but guess what? You're going with the ship. All right, it's not like you have only one day to explore, right? So go ahead, just chill, enjoy that first day, do what you want. Have a couple extra drinks, but be careful because there is a scam I haven't talked about yet. And yeah, leave something for later. I actually love discovering new parts of the ship late in the cruise. That's like one of the best things. Like I remember on Queen Anne, there's this whole like little mini deck, like up there on like deck 16 or 17 like that. I didn't find it until at least halfway in the cruise. Now, granted, it was snowing, so they weren't doing anything up there. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool to just stumble upon this area, like halfway through the cruise. I was like, oh, okay, fine. So yes, just chill. You don't have to explore everything the first day. Just go do your muster drill and then just do what you want, and then take an hour every day and just go wander around. So yeah. This one, the Explorer ship, now that's kind of stupid. Number 9, pack a lanyard or wallet for your card. Okay, I have tried lanyards. No, the whole take on, off, whatever. No, that just doesn't work for me. And I don't get a wallet. I don't even carry a wallet with me. I just put the card in my pocket. And what I found, though, is my theme park shorts, the ones with the little pockets, those are probably the best because it's not going to fall out of there. And, I would never, ever lose my card. I've never, ever done that, right? But yeah, the lanyards, I don't know. They just seem to get in the way. And I think maybe a compromise would be if you have a little zippy thing. But even then, I don't know. It feels too, you know what it feels like? It feels like you're at work. It feels like you're in the office and that's your key card. Well, it is your key card, I know. But I know it feels like you're just badging in and out everywhere. And I don't want to feel like that. I just want to, like hide it. And yes, I know what I said in the other video, but still. I know, I just thought the whole lanyard thing was kind of silly, and tried it, definitely not for me. So, yeah, you might want to skip this one unless you'll need it. And if you really want one, they have them at the junk shop for a few dollars. I really wouldn't worry about it. And finally, the number 10 most common piece of cruise advice is tip cash for outstanding service. Yeah, I've talked about tipping a number of times in the past, and I wouldn't do this. At this point, I'm not going to I only take cash. Why do I take cash? I haven't used cash on my last few cruises, actually. Yeah. Here's the thing. Right now, tipping on the cruise lines is, I just pay the autographs. That's it. Either prepay or pay on board or whatever. I don't care. It is so baked into the process now. That's what everyone expects. That's what the crew expects to get paid on. That's what the guest expects to pay. That's what the cruise line expects to process. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I just don't want to deal with it. I'm so over this whole tipping thing that, whatever is this, if that's the autograph, just charge me and I'm done with it. That's really it. I'm just done with it. And I don't really see the need to over tip here and there. I used to tip bartenders, but even now it's just like, it's getting to the point of, I don't know. Now I will say again that, actually, no, I take that back. I did carry cash when I was sailing on my last Royal Caribbean cruise because I was using my diamond drinks, and it has been, well, let's just say, reliably reported that the diamond drinks actually don't participate in the tip pool for the diamond drinks or something like that, which I totally believe, by the way. So yes, I do take cash to tip for my diamond drinks, but that really is the exception. You pay the gratuity on the package. That's it. You're done. I paid the gratuity and that's it. So I don't know. If you're one of these people who wants to flash cash because you think it makes you look cool, go for it. If you feel good, that's awesome. They'll appreciate it. But at this point, you know what? I just do the automatic. Do the automatic unless I know that, the cruise line is screwing over the crew. I know. That's a terrible way to say it, but it's probably true. All right. So that is the 10 most common cruise tips and why some of them might be a little bit stupid or not necessary. Again, if you're a new cruiser, maybe you should follow some of these until you know that you don't need to. But this is something maybe you can look forward to in the future. I've been doing this a while, so yeah, we all develop our own style, and you will definitely develop your own style. So you can always look forward to that. So with that said, if you have a piece of cruise advice that you think is kind of silly, but you always hear, let me know in the comments below, and maybe we'll talk about it on a future episode of Under the Covers. And I haven't said that in a while. Okay, yeah, I realize that. But hey, we're just winging it here, so if your luggage is lost, don't blame me. And if I'm on the same ship, maybe I'll see you on board.